She didn't rehearse the words. That afternoon, sitting alone in her car, with the rain hitting the windshield like tiny reminders of everything she ignored, she finally whispered the sentence that would change her entire life. "I'm done begging." This wasn't a dramatic threat. This wasn't a bluff. This was exhaustion finally speaking louder than fear. For months, no years, she had been chasing a love that kept running away from her, apologizing for things she didn't do, fighting for a man who wouldn't even text her back, trying to save a relationship she was drowning in. Her name is Zoe, 32, beautiful, soft-hearted, loyal, the kind of woman who gives love like oxygen. But today, something broke inside her. Not her heart, no. Her pattern. Her delusion. Her attachment to a man who couldn't even appreciate the blessing she was. She replayed every moment. She stayed silent. Every time she lowered her standards. Every time she begged for crumbs. Every night she cried in secret. And somewhere in that ocean of pain, a truth began rising. But Zoe didn't realize it then that the day she stopped begging her man for love was the day her karma started unfolding. Because the universe has rules. The law of cause and effect, karma. And Zoe had been sowing seeds of self-sacrifice for too long. Today, she realized something powerful. You cannot force someone to love you. You cannot convince someone to treat you right. And the moment you stop trying to fix someone who isn't trying to fix themselves, you start healing yourself. As she drove home that day, she wasn't healed. She wasn't strong. She wasn't fearless. But she was done. Done chasing. Done begging. Done proving her worth to someone who couldn't see it. She didn't know it yet. But this single decision, this surrender, was about to reshape her destiny. The universe had been waiting for her to let go. Because sometimes, what's meant for you cannot come until what's draining you leaves. And so begins the story of Zoe, the woman who stopped chasing love, and discovered that everything she was chasing was secretly waiting for her to choose herself. The beauty before the darkness, before the tears, before the begging, before the silence that echoed louder than his lies. Zoe was not the broken woman she became. She was light. She was warmth. She was the type of woman whose presence made rooms softer. But life has a way of reshaping even the strongest hearts. Zoe was the kind of person who remembered the little things. If you mentioned your favorite snack once, she'd surprise you with it. If you had an interview, she'd wake up at 5 a.m. just to send a prayer your way. She was supportive, nurturing, empathetic. Emotion first, reason later. Her friends admired her. Her co-workers respected her. Her family depended on her. But there was one thing she struggled with deeply. She didn't know how to receive the same love she gave. Then came Evan. Charming, confident. The kind of man who knew all the right words but none of the right actions. At first, everything felt perfect. He made her feel seen. He complimented her mind, her strength, her heart. He said things like, "You're different. You're special. I've never met anyone like you." Words that warmed her. Words that opened her. Words that disarmed her. Zoe, who had always been the giver, finally felt like someone was choosing her. The first few months were everything she had prayed for. consistent communication, thoughtful gestures, late-night talks about dreams, weekend getaways, sweet kisses in the hallway, random "I miss yous." He showed up. He pursued her. He made effort. And in that honeymoon glow, Zoe allowed herself to believe this might be the one. She gave her heart fully, without hesitation, because that's how Zoe loved. Completely, deeply, wholeheartedly. To understand Zoe's attachment, you must understand her story. She grew up in a home where she had to earn love, where affection came with conditions, where validation depended on her usefulness. So, as an adult, she mistook emotional labor for love. She believed that if she just tried hard enough, she'd finally be chosen. Evan didn't create this wound. He simply fit perfectly into it. Evan was everything she thought she wanted. Protective, charming, attentive, playful, and mysterious enough to intrigue her. He gave just enough effort to make her stay, but never enough to make her feel secure. But in those early days, Zoe didn't see the inconsistency. She saw hope. She saw potential. She saw a future she had been longing for. In her eyes, he wasn't perfect. He was human. And she was willing to love his flaws. There was a moment Zoe never forgot. They were sitting on his balcony at sunset. The sky was painted gold and orange. She leaned her head on his shoulder. He wrapped his arm around her waist. And for the first time in a long time, she felt safe. Evan whispered, "I'm not going anywhere." Zoe believed him, not because he proved it, but because she wanted it to be true. Hope is a dangerous thing in the hands of the wrong person. In those early months, Zoe blossomed. She smiled more. She dressed up for dates. She cooked his favorite meals. She bragged about him to her friends. She prayed for the relationship every night. She wasn't just in love. She was devoted. She wanted to build something beautiful. She wanted the fairy tale. She wanted the happy ending. And she believed Evan wanted the same. When you give a good woman a taste of consistent affection, she will hold on to it even after it disappears. Zoe didn't fall for Evan. She fell for the version of him he showed her in the beginning. The version that was intentional. The version that chased her. And that was the version she kept trying to resurrect later. But life, love, and karma have a rhythm. Processes. Patterns. And every storm has whispers before it arrives. Zoe didn't know it then, but the man she loved was slowly changing. Or perhaps, he was simply revealing who he had always been. Because every story of heartbreak has a beginning. A moment when the light starts wavering. A moment when the first flaw appears. And for Zoe, that moment was closer than she thought. The first flaws in the affair. In the beginning, the change was quiet, almost invisible, like a soft breeze that slowly becomes a storm. Zoe didn't notice it immediately, because when you love someone deeply, you don't recognize the red flags. You misinterpret them. It started with missed calls. Before, Evan picked up on the first ring. Now, he'd call back hours later with casual excuses. "Oh, my phone died. I was taking a nap. I didn't see your call." And every time, Zoe accepted the excuse. Because she didn't want conflict. She didn't want to seem needy. She didn't want to lose him. She didn't realize she was already losing pieces of herself. His texts became shorter. Before, "Good morning, beautiful red heart, how did you sleep?" Now, "Morning." Before, "I miss you." Now, "Busy today." Before, long paragraphs. Now, cold sentences. It didn't happen overnight. It happened gradually, quietly, like color draining from a photograph. Then came the cancelled plans. He started saying things like, "Something came up. I'm tired. Let's do it another day." The dates they once looked forward to became optional, replaceable, an afterthought. And Zoe? She adjusted. She accommodated. She convinced herself it was temporary. Because when you love someone, you don't see the withdrawal as disinterest. You see it as a phase. He began choosing other things over her. His friends, his games, his phone, his comfort. She would come over excited to see him, only to watch him stare at a screen instead of her. There's a specific type of heartbreak that happens when the person you love is physically next to you, but emotionally miles away. The silence between them grew heavy, not the comfortable silence lovers share, but the suffocating silence born from unsaid truths. Zoe started feeling emotional discomfort in her body. Her intuition whispered, "Something is wrong." But her hope whispered louder, "Maybe it's just stress." Zoe responded to his distance the only way she knew how. She increased her effort. She cooked his favorite meals. She planned surprises. She waited for him after work. She wrote long emotional messages. Evan responded with half-hearted compliments, distracted nods, empty "I appreciate yous," quick kisses before going back to his phone. Her soul began to notice the imbalance, long before her mind admitted it. Whenever Zoe asked if something was wrong, Evan would shut her down with, "Why are you overthinking? You're being dramatic. Not everything is about you. You need to calm down." He didn't comfort her. He didn't reassure her. And little by little, Zoe began questioning her own reality. That's how emotional manipulation begins. Not with shouting, but with underestimating. One evening, Zoe noticed something strange. Evan's phone lit up with a woman's name she didn't recognize. He quickly flipped it face down. Her heart skipped. Her mind spun. She asked him softly, "Who was that?" He shrugged. "No one. Don't be insecure." But you see, when someone calls you insecure for noticing their disrespect, you're not insecure. They're being deceptive. That was the first real crack. That night, Zoe couldn't sleep. Her instincts were screaming. Her heart was aching. Her mind was rising. But she fought her intuition with excuses. "He's just stressed. He still loves me. I'm probably imagining it." Every relationship has phases. The truth is, she wasn't afraid of losing him. She was afraid of starting over. She wasn't afraid of the truth. She was afraid of facing it. In that moment, as Zoe lay awake questioning her worth, a karmic shift was already brewing. Because the universe cannot reward someone who refuses to see their own value, and it cannot protect someone who keeps chasing what was never theirs. But karma is patient. It waits. It watches. It collects. And soon, Those subtle cracks would become undeniable breakages. The betrayal revealed. There are moments in life that split you in two. Moments you can never unsee, never unfeel, never undo. For Zoe, this moment came on a quiet Wednesday, a day that started ordinary, but ended with her heart shattering into pieces she didn't know how to hold. She wanted to surprise him. He had been distant all week. So she decided to bring his favorite snacks, a warm meal, and her warm heart, hoping something, anything, would make him smile again. She had no idea she was walking into the truth she feared. The moment she entered, something felt wrong. His apartment was different. Not messy, lived in. There was a scent in the air. A soft floral perfume she didn't wear. Her heart dropped. The body notices what the mind refuses to acknowledge. Her hands trembled as she set the bag down. Then she heard it. A sound that should have been beautiful, but felt like a knife. Laughter. A woman's laughter. It floated out from the bedroom, like a cruel confirmation of everything she tried to deny. Her legs went numb. Her breath caught in her throat. Zoe is about to find out that sometimes the truth doesn't break you. It frees you from the lie that was killing you. Zoe stepped toward the bedroom door. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. Each step felt like wading through cement. She wasn't angry. Not yet. She was empty, hollow, in survival mode. Her hand touched the doorknob, cold, just like his love had become. She opened the door. Evan froze. The woman beside him pulled the blanket over her chest. Zoe stood there, silent. No screaming, no crying, no chaos. Just stillness. Because sometimes silence speaks the loudest. Sometimes silence is heartbreak's truest language. Evan muttered, "Zoe, this isn't what it looks like." A cliché, a lie wrapped in desperation, an insult to her intelligence. Zoe didn't yell. She didn't ask for explanations. She didn't question her worth. She simply whispered, "I deserve better." And that was the moment Evan realized the weight of what he had lost. Not the relationship, not the benefits, not the convenience. He lost the woman who loved him purely. Evan caught up to her in the living room. "Zoe, please, listen. Zoe, quiet but firm, said. "You chose her. You chose distraction. You chose temptation. You chose disrespect. And now, you will reap what you sow." Evan's face twisted in shock. Not at the betrayal, but at her calmness. Because when a woman reaches this level of calm, it's no longer sadness. It's acceptance. It's detachment. It's awakening. As Zoe walked toward the exit, there was a shift in the air. The kind that happens when someone finally stops forcing a chapter that was never meant to last. Karma doesn't punish. It teaches. And Evan had just enrolled himself in a lesson he wasn't prepared for. Zoe's heart was broken, but her spirit was rising. She made it to her car, closed the door, and everything she held inside poured out of her like a flood. Sobs, shaking hands, a pain so deep it felt physical. This was the kind of heartbreak that didn't just bruise the heart, it bruised the soul. But even as she cried, the universe whispered something sacred. This is the breaking, before the breakthrough. Between tears, Zoe saw herself in the mirror. She didn't recognize the woman staring back, tired eyes, shaken confidence, a heart too forgiving. But beneath the pain, something new was forming, strength. Still small, but growing. Still fragile, but present. That moment, that devastated, broken, breathless moment, was the beginning of her transformation. As Zoe drove home in silence, Evan stood in the doorway watching her leave, realizing too late that he had pushed away the one person who actually cared for him. Every betrayal carries two consequences: the pain of the one betrayed, and the karma of the one who betrayed. For Zoe, today marked the death of an illusion. For Evan, today marked the birth of his consequences. Zoe's emotional breakdown. Every strong person has a breaking point, a moment that strips away all pretense, all denial, all illusions. For Zoe, this was that moment. She didn't just cry, she broke. The kind of crying that comes from the soul, the kind that steals breath, the kind that shakes the entire body. Her tears weren't just for Evan, they were for the years she invested, the dreams she built, the red flags she ignored, and the love she gave without receiving. This wasn't heartbreak, this was grief. The grief of realizing she loved a man who never truly saw her. Between sobs, Zoe whispered questions that cut deeper than the betrayal itself. Wasn't I enough? What did I do wrong? Am I unlovable? What does she have that I don't? But the truth, a truth she couldn't see yet, was that it was never about her value. It was about his character. Eventually, the tears stopped. Not because the pain faded, but because she was exhausted. A numbness took over, a stillness. She wasn't thinking anymore. She wasn't feeling. She was simply existing. Hours passed. Zoe's phone buzzed. Evan text messages read, "Please call me. I'm sorry. It wasn't what you think. Can we talk? Please don't do this." She stared at the messages with empty eyes. There was no anger, no desire to respond, not even curiosity, just emptiness. Zoe fought inner battles within herself. She knew she could go back. She knew she could forgive him. She knew she could pretend it never happened. She had done it before. But something inside her had changed. Something irreversible. Her pain wasn't begging for him to return. Her pain was begging for her to choose herself. In her bathroom mirror, she stared at her reflection. Really stared. Her eyes swollen, her face drained. But beneath all that sadness, she saw something unfamiliar. Strength. A seed of strength. A spark. Small, fragile, but undeniably present. In that moment, she whispered to herself, "This can't be my life anymore." One morning she knelt by her bed. She didn't know if she was praying, surrendering, or simply collapsing into hope. But she whispered, "God, show me what to do." And for the first time in months, she heard her own intuition clearly. It didn't scream. It simply said, "Walk away." She didn't argue with herself. She didn't bargain. She didn't negotiate. She acted. She walked to her closet, took every item that belonged to him, the hoodie she slept in, the charger he borrowed, the cologne he forgot, and placed it all into a box. With clearness, Zoe recognized that, when the heart is truly shaken, clarity is born. By choosing to walk away, Zoe unknowingly activated a karmic shift, one that would soon unfold, in ways she couldn't yet imagine. Because karma doesn't rush. Karma doesn't shout. Karma simply aligns consequences with choices. Evan had made his choice, and now, the universe would make its response. This was her breaking point, but not the kind that destroys. The kind that opens a woman to her truth. The kind that pushes her toward growth, toward self-respect, toward destiny. This was the moment Zoe stopped being the woman who tolerated pain, and began becoming the woman who transformed through it. Life falls apart. When a relationship ends, it's not just the love that dies. It's the routines, the expectations, the fantasies, the identity you built around that person. In the days that followed, Zoe felt every piece of her life fall apart. This wasn't heartbreak. This was emotional withdrawal. When you've been emotionally dependent on someone, walking away feels like detoxing from a drug. This wasn't heartbreak. This was emotional withdrawal. When you've been emotionally dependent on someone, walking away feels like detoxing from a drug. The nights were the worst. She scrolled through old pictures, smiles that weren't real, moments that were temporary, memories that hurt to remember. She clenched her phone, fighting the urge to call him. But even in her weakness, she held on to her decision, because the pain of going back was worse than the pain of letting go. Zoe's body remembers the hurt. Her appetite disappeared. Her sleep vanished. Her chest felt heavy. Her heart raced randomly. When people say heartbreak hurts, they forget it hurts the body too. Zoe wasn't just sad. She was breaking open. Heartbreak turns your mind into a battlefield. She questioned everything. What if I had tried harder? What if I had been prettier? What if I had been less emotional? What if he really did love me? And the most painful one, why wasn't I enough? But the truth, a truth she would learn later, was this: she was more than enough. He was simply not capable. While Zoe fell apart, Evan's world began shaking too. At first, he expected her to break, to beg to return. But days passed, then a week, then two. She stayed silent. Her silence was louder than any argument she could have given him. One day, he finally came to her apartment. He knocked. No answer. He called. Straight to voicemail. Then he saw it. A box by the door, with his belongings neatly inside. It wasn't anger. It wasn't revenge. It was closure. The kind that cuts deep, because it is final. Later that night, Zoe found herself on the kitchen floor, back pressed against the cabinets, knees to her chest. She wasn't sobbing anymore. She wasn't shaking. She was empty. This was rock bottom, the darkest part of her journey. But rock bottom has a sacred purpose. When everything falls apart, you finally see the truth of what you were holding on to. She wasn't grieving Evan. She was grieving the version of herself that accepted pain as love. And then, as she wiped her face with trembling hands and took a deep breath. Something inside her whispered, "This is not where your story ends." It was the faintest spark of strength, but sparks become flames, and flames become rebirth. The universe was preparing her for the turning point. Her breakdown was clearing the path for her breakthrough. Healing begins. The heart has a strange way of healing, not all at once, but in small, almost invisible ways. For Zoe, the turning point didn't come with a dramatic moment. It came quietly, like sunrise touching a dark room. The next morning, Zoe woke up feeling something she hadn't felt in weeks. Not happiness, not peace, not strength, but clarity. She didn't have all the answers, but she suddenly had one truth. Going back to Evan was no longer an option. She did something simple, something she hadn't done in days. She opened her windows. Fresh air rushed in, pushing away the stale heaviness that had filled her space. It was symbolic, even if she didn't realize it yet. She was letting the old energy leave. She was inviting new energy in. Self-love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's as gentle as remembering to breathe again. Then she picked up her phone, not to call him, not to stalk his social media, not to read the messages she knew would break her again. She opened their chat and began deleting everything. Every text that made her smile, every message that made her cry, every promise, every "I love you", every "I'll do better". Not out of anger, but out of acceptance. She couldn't heal if she kept holding onto memories that kept reopening her wounds. She unfollowed him. She muted him. She removed access. It was like her soul telling her, "Protect your peace. Protect your mind. Protect your heart." That afternoon, she went for a walk. Just a simple walk. No destination. No agenda. And for the first time in so long, she realized she could breathe deeper. Her chest didn't feel as heavy. Her steps were a little lighter. Her mind wasn't racing. She was slowly detoxing from emotional chaos. Pain leaves the body the moment the heart stops chasing what hurts it. Meanwhile, Evan felt the shift instantly. He was used to Zoe's softness, her patience, her forgiveness. But now, she wasn't reacting. She wasn't responding. She wasn't begging. And nothing scares a man who took you for granted more than seeing you finally choose yourself. Her phone rang. Evan. For a split second, her heart tensed, but she didn't pick up. She let it ring, and as it rang, she realized something powerful. Choosing not to respond was an act of self-respect. It wasn't revenge. It wasn't spite. It was healing. Later that night, she did something deeply transformative. Something therapists swear by, and ancient healers recommend. She wrote a letter to her future self. She wrote, "Dear me, one day you will love again, but it will be healthier. It will be peaceful. It will be mutual. One day you will thank yourself for walking away from everything that wasn't meant for you. I'm proud of you for choosing you." As she wrote, tears filled her eyes, not from heartbreak, but from hope. This was the beginning of her spiritual rebirth. That night, she made herself a cup of tea and sat by the window, just being herself. For the first time since the breakup, she felt a hint of peace, a fragile peace, but peace nonetheless. And peace is always the first sign that detachment has begun. As Zoe lay in bed, something extraordinary was happening, not outside her, but inside. She had no idea that this small change in her energy was about to open the door to her destiny. She didn't know her glow would return, her confidence would rise, her blessings would follow. She didn't know that the universe was already rearranging things in her favor. The turning point was only the beginning. Destiny steps in. In the days that followed, little by little, Zoe began to feel alive again. She wasn't fully healed, but she was awakening. Her energy shifted, she stood taller, she spoke clearer, her eyes had a spark again, and her breathing wasn't shallow. Sometimes healing isn't about feeling better. It's about feeling yourself again. She started creating a new routine. Morning stretches, gentle music, journaling, drinking more water, eating real food again, short walks, and maintaining a consistent bedtime. These weren't dramatic life changes. They were small habits that slowly rebuilt her sense of self. Healing often begins with the smallest acts of discipline. Her friends noticed the change. Her family felt it. People she had pushed away while prioritizing Evan started returning to her life. They listened. They comforted. They loved her back to life. Because the truth is, the right people show up when the wrong ones leave. Just as Zoe began rising, Evan began falling. The woman he cheated with lost interest quickly. She wasn't invested. She wasn't loyal. She wasn't Zoe. Within days, she left. No explanation. No closure. Evan felt the emptiness he once made Zoe feel. He tried to distract himself by going out with friends. But without Zoe's energy, without her grounding presence, he didn't feel like himself. His friends noticed his bitterness, his restlessness, his guilt. Eventually, they stopped inviting him. At work, Evan couldn't concentrate. Deadlines slipped. His performance dropped. His boss reprimanded him. He got worse. Not because he lost Zoe, but because he realized what he lost with her: stability, encouragement, support, peace, guidance. Zoe wasn't just a girlfriend. She was the woman who kept his life together. Losing her meant losing himself. While Evan struggled, Zoe's world was opening up in ways she never expected. A company reached out with a new job opportunity, a role she had once applied for months ago and never heard back from. Out of nowhere, they invited her for an interview. This is how fate works. When something leaves your life, space opens for blessings to enter. She returned to hobbies she abandoned: reading, dancing in her living room, learning new recipes, photography. She found parts of herself that Evan never cared about. and she never nurtured. Healing isn't about forgetting the past. It's about rediscovering the future. One morning, she looked in the mirror and didn't see heartbreak. She saw strength, confidence, resilience. A woman who survived what was meant to break her. And that sight, that reflection, was more powerful than any apology Evan could ever have given. Healing brings alignment. Alignment brings direction. Direction brings destiny. One afternoon, as Zoe browsed a bookstore, she bumped into someone new. A man with calm eyes and a warm smile. He apologized. She laughed. "I'm Matthew," he said, putting out his hand. "Zoe," Zoe replied, shaking his hand. That was how fate brought Zoe and Matthew together. Evan felt the shift. He felt her detaching. He felt her rising. And like clockwork, he returned. He called. He apologized. He pleaded. He sent long messages. "I messed up. I miss you. You're the best thing I ever had. I can't lose you. Can we talk?" But Zoe wasn't the same woman anymore. She didn't respond out of anger. She didn't respond out of pain. She responded out of clarity. She texted, "I needed you when you didn't need me. Now I need myself. Take care." It wasn't revenge. It was closure. The kind that frees the soul. Zoe didn't know it yet, but everything she lost was leading her towards something far greater. Her healing was unfolding. Her blessings were approaching. Her heart was preparing for a love she didn't even know she deserved. Zoe reclaims her heart. Breakthroughs don't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive quietly, in the calm after the storm, in the softness after the struggle, in the silence after the chaos. For Zoe, the breakthrough came not in one dramatic moment, but in many small ones that slowly pieced her soul back together. For the first time in a long time, Zoe felt something she thought she had lost. Freedom. Not freedom from Evan. Freedom from the version of herself who tolerated less than she deserved. She had stopped checking her phone, comparing herself to other women, replaying old memories. Instead, she started choosing herself, choosing peace, choosing joy. This was the beginning of her soul reclaiming its power. People noticed it before she did. The spark in her eyes, the confidence in her posture, the brightness in her smile. Healing looks good on a woman. Self-worth looks even better. Her glow wasn't because of someone new. It was because of who she was becoming. Her job interview, she got it. Her new position, higher pay, better environment, more respect. Doors she once begged to open were now opening by themselves. That's the thing about detaching from what drains you. The universe quickly replaces it with what grows you. Zoe started going out again, not to escape loneliness, but to embrace life. She laughed harder, smiled more genuinely, felt lighter. She remembered that she was loved long before Evan ever stepped into her life, and she would be loved long after he left. One Saturday afternoon, Zoe went to her favorite cafe to read and journal. Nothing special, nothing dramatic, just a quiet moment, the kind she once feared, but now cherished. And that's when destiny stepped in. "Hey, we meet again, Zoe. "Yeah, Matthew." He smiled. Not the rehearsed smile Evan had, but a genuine, warm, steady one. "I hope I can sit next to you," he said with a smile. Sure, Zoe smiled. He chuckled. Not flirty, not manipulative, just kind. His presence felt peaceful. No tension, just calm. They talked about books, hobbies, work, life. And for the first time since the breakup, she felt seen. Not in a romantic way, in a human way. Her soul exhaled. This wasn't love. This wasn't a rebound. This was a reminder. Healthy energy exists. Before leaving, he smiled gently and said, "Only if you're comfortable. Can I get your number? I'd like to talk again someday. No pressure. No pressure. No expectations. Just mutual interest." Zoe hesitated for a moment, not out of fear, but out of self-respect. Then she smiled. Sure. It felt peaceful. It felt mature. It felt right. "Let's meet for dinner Friday, 7 p.m., he said. "Okay," Zoe replied. Friday came, they met for the date. Everything flowed like a natural rhythm. They met again the next day, Saturday, at a park. And that was how the love chapter of Zoe and Matthew began. Evan tries again to contact Zoe. That night, he sent another message, a long one. "I miss us. I don't know why I messed up. I'm willing to change. Please give me another chance." She read it. She felt nothing. Not anger. Not sadness. Just closure. Healing is when the person who hurt you no longer controls your emotions. She gently deleted the message and put her phone down. Returning from Matthew's house, one Saturday afternoon, Zoe stood in front of the mirror in her apartment, glowing with happiness, placed her hand on her heart, and whispered, "I choose me now." It was a declaration of self-worth, self-respect, self-love. She didn't want to revenge Evan. She didn't want him to hurt. She wanted peace. She wanted growth. And that's when she understood. Karma isn't about punishment, it's about realignment. When you stop chasing what's not for you, what's meant for you finds you effortlessly. Zoe had detached. And now, everything was flowing toward her. Zoe and Matthew got married in a small church, and she finally moved into his house. In the night, she closed her eyes, with the peace she once begged for, now resting inside her. Her breakthrough wasn't a moment. It was a rebirth. Lessons to remember. Breakups aren't just endings. They're revelations, awakenings, rebirths. Zoe's journey is not just a story. It's a mirror held up to anyone who has ever chased love that wasn't chasing them back. Here are the lessons hidden in her transformation. Lessons meant for you too. Lesson 1. Love should never feel like begging. You should never have to convince someone to choose you, to stay faithful, to respect your heart. Love doesn't chase. Love doesn't pull. Love doesn't beg. Love flows. Love reciprocates. Love returns. If you are always the one holding the relationship together, you're not in a partnership, you're in a sacrifice. Lesson 2. Detachment is power. The moment Zoe stopped chasing, everything changed. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop losing yourself in things not meant for you. It means you let people show you who they are without forcing them to be who you imagined. It means you trust the universe enough to let go of what hurts, so you can receive what heals. Lesson 3. Karma returns what you plant. The law of karma is simple. Whatsoever a man sows, he shall reap. Evan sowed lies, betrayal, inconsistency, and emotional neglect. He reaped loneliness, regret, loss. Zoe sowed love, kindness, integrity, and courage. She reaped peace, clarity, alignment, a new beginning. Karma doesn't punish. Karma balances. Lesson 4. Healing is not moving on fast, it's moving on right. Healing isn't about replacing people. It's about rediscovering yourself. It's about learning to prioritize peace, enforce boundaries, trust your intuition, choose people who choose you back. Healing is loving yourself enough to walk away from what doesn't grow you. Lesson 5. What's meant for you won't have to be chased. Zoe didn't find new love by searching for it. She found it by becoming ready for it. What's meant for you arrives in peace, not confusion. It arrives in clarity, not chaos, in whole, not breadcrumbs. You never lose what's meant for you, you only lose what was blocking it. If you're watching this and you're still chasing someone who doesn't show up for you, let Zoe's story be your sign. You deserve love that doesn't confuse you. You deserve peace that doesn't disappear. You deserve someone who chooses you effortlessly. And the moment you choose yourself, your breakthrough begins. If this story touched your heart, if you saw yourself in Zoe, if you're ready for your own breakthrough, hit the like button, subscribe to Breakups and Breakthroughs, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder of their worth. And remember, sometimes it takes a breakup to lead you to your breakthrough.